Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Go video. This video is going to be a full quest guide on the Pokemon Go quest A Ripple in Time. This is essentially going to be how to catch Celebi in Pokemon Go if you didn't go to GoFest. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So the first step is going to require you to power up a Pokemon 5 times. Now what I recommend that you do is you power up a level 1 Pokemon, which is only going to require 200 dust per power up, or you power up a Pokemon that you were already planning on powering up, for example, one with really good IVs. Now the next thing is going to be to battle in a gym 2 times. This one's actually pretty self-explanatory and should be pretty easy for the most part. And then finally, you're going to have to battle in a raid. This can be a level 1, level 2, level 3, it does not matter, guys, you just have to battle in one raid. Now moving on over to step 2, there's actually going to be a couple different tips and tricks for this one, so you're definitely going to want to pay attention. Now the first thing is going to be to make 3 new friends. You guys can go ahead and post your friend codes in the comments section down below, but there is actually a way around this. What you can do with one other friend is you can go ahead and delete that current friend, re-add them, delete them, re-add them, do this 3 times, and it'll ultimately complete your progress for this specific task. Now you can go ahead and use this workaround, but I do highly recommend posting your friend code down below in the comments section in case you don't have that many players in your local area. You guys can go ahead and add each other, ultimately for step 4, because you're going to have to send 20 gifts out. Now the next thing is going to be to evolve an evolved grass type Pokemon. What this essentially means is you're going to have to evolve a stage 2 Pokemon. For example, Bulbasaur is a stage 1 Pokemon, Ivysaur is a stage 2 Pokemon, and Venusaur is a stage 3 Pokemon. You're going to have to evolve an Ivysaur to a Venusaur. Now Ivysaur isn't going to be the only stage 2 grass Pokemon that you can evolve. A few others are going to be Grovyle, Bayleaf, Weepinbell, Lombre, Nuzleaf, Skiploom, and Gloom. And then finally, you're going to have to catch a Pokemon 3 days in a row, which is actually very time consuming when you think about it. Now there is actually a small workaround to this that hasn't been officially confirmed, but you guys can go ahead and try it out for yourselves if you have a Go Plus. So what you want to do is you want to catch a Pokemon, and then a couple hours later, you go ahead and catch a Pokemon with your Go Plus. Now for some reason, using your Go Plus to catch a Pokemon a couple hours later will actually count for a second day for some weird reason. A couple of my friends have tested this out and have confirmed that this works, but I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work for everybody, but I'd highly recommend trying it out if you do have a Go Plus. Now what I also highly recommend that you do is you want to go ahead and incubate 9 eggs. It can be 9 5-kilometer eggs, it could be 9 7-kilometer eggs, it does not matter, guys, but the point is this is going to be very important for step 3 and saving you a lot of time. So before we go ahead and dive into step 3, the rewards for step 2 are going to be 1 Sunstone, 1500 Stardust, and 1 Premium Raid Pass. Now the first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to want to use a Sunstone, which you previously got in step 2, to evolve a Gloom or a Sunkern. So make sure you have enough candies. For a Gloom it's going to cost you 100 candy, and for a Sunkern it's going to cost you 50 candies plus the Sunstone. Now the second thing is going to be to reach level 25. If you've already reached level 25, this will already be completed. And then finally you're going to have to hatch 9 eggs. If you followed my instructions in the previous step, this will have hopefully saved you a lot of time in the long run, and you should already have a considerable amount of distance walked on these eggs. Now if you can't actually afford to hatch 9 eggs at one time, that is completely fine. Take as much time as you need during this step. Now personally, as a free-to-play player, I definitely understand that you're not always going to be able to hatch 9 eggs at one time, but if you can, I highly recommend trying to get some eggs going during step 2, this way you can save yourself some time during step 3. Now I actually have one more tip for you guys during step 3, and that is going to be to start walking an Eevee as your buddy. The reason why I say this is because during step 4, you're going to have to walk an Eevee 10 kilometers. So for example, if you have an Eevee walked at 4 kilometers during step 3, and then you get to step 4, all you have to do is just walk that Eevee 1 more kilometer to get the 1 candy for Eevee, and then this will ultimately count for 5 kilometers during your progress on the task. I would also like to mention that this is based on the Eevee candy gain, not actually the kilometers walked. So when it says 10 kilometers walked, you'll get a total of 2 Eevee candy. So this is definitely a good time saver that I highly recommend that you use. It'll definitely save you a lot of time walking with your buddy, because you're already going to be walking anyways right during the incubation process, so you might as well just get an Eevee going during the final stages. That way you can get a head start on step 4. And then finally, after you complete step 3, the rewards are going to be 1 King's Rock, an Eevee encounter, and a Premium Raid Pass. Now moving on over to step 4, what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to walk an Eevee 10 kilometers as your buddy to earn 2 candies, ultimately giving you enough to evolve it to either Espeon or Umbreon. Obviously during this step it wants you to evolve it to Espeon during the day, so make sure Eevee is your current buddy and you have already walked 10 kilometers and you should be good to go. And then the final thing is going to be to send out 20 gifts to friends. Like I mentioned earlier on, if you guys don't have that many local players in your area, I highly recommend posting your friend code down below. This way you can add a bunch of different players and get those 20 gifts out as fast as possible. Now moving on over to step 5, which is actually very similar to step 4 for the most part. So you're going to have to walk another Eevee 10 kilometers again, except this time instead of evolving it during the day to get Espeon, you're going to want to evolve it during the night to get Umbreon. And then the last thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to have to trade 1 Pokemon, which should be pretty easy for most rest of you guys. And then finally, after you've completed this step, you're going to be rewarded 1 star piece, 15 pineapple berries, and 1 upgrade. Now you're definitely going to want to make sure you're holding on to all these evolution items, as they are going to be very important for step 6. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. Now step 6 is going to be the longest step in the entire Celebi quest, because you're going to have to visit a Pokestop 7 days in a row. Now this is actually going to be completely irrelevant to your actual 7-day Pokestop streak. This is going to be specific to this quest. So as soon as you start this step, it's going to start you off at day 1. And the next thing is going to be to use 25 pineapple berries while catching Pokemon. This one should actually be pretty easy to accomplish. And then finally, you're going to have to use evolution items to evolve Pokemon 2 times. Now all the Pokemon that require evolution items are going to be Gloom, Sunkern, Slowpoke, Poliwhirl, Onix, Scyther, Seadra, and Porygon, but the easiest way to accomplish is probably going to be to evolve Sunkern into Sunflora, using 2 Sunstone. And for whatever reason, just in case you don't have the evolution items, there's actually a couple other ways to get them. The first one is going to be to complete the field research task, Catch 3 Sunkern. This will award you at least 1 evolution item and is specific to that task. And the next one is going to be to work on your 7-day spin streak. During your 7th day, you will actually get awarded 1 evolution item at random. And then the final way is going to be to just spin Pokestops, because they are awarded at random. Now once you have completed this very tedious step, which is going to require 7 days at least, you will be awarded 5 silver pineapple berries, 1 dragon scale, and 3,500 stardust. Now the reward for this one is actually really cool, because we've actually never been given silver pineapple berries before. These are pretty much going to function like regular pineapple berries, where they give you double candy, except these ones are going to increase your catch rate by 1.8 times, which actually doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me guys, these are actually going to make a significant difference in your catch rate, especially when you're trying to pineapple berry those legendaries. Now let's go ahead and move on over to step 7, which is probably the most brutal one out of all of these steps. You're gonna have to delete 5 legendary Pokemon, delete all your shiny Pokemon, and then after that you're gonna have to delete all of your friends. I'm just kidding guys, we actually don't know all of the requirements for step 7, but we do have a pretty good idea of 2 out of the 3. The first one is going to be to catch a certain amount of grass Pokemon. Now the reason why I say grass Pokemon is because if you actually go ahead and read Professor Willow's text, he says, I think if you catch more grass type Pokemon, this elusive time traveling Pokemon will reveal itself. And then if you actually take a look at the code that was revealed, it says catch a certain amount of grass type or psychic type Pokemon. Now I'm not 100% sure if psychic type Pokemon are going to be included in this step given the certain code that was found, but there is a possibility that they are. Regardless though, you are going to have to catch a certain amount of grass type Pokemon. This is definitely 100% confirmed. And the next one is going to be to get your gold Johto medal. This one has actually been confirmed by the Pokemon Go Twitter page. And then finally, we don't actually know what the last task is going to be. On Pokemon Go Hub, it says trade a certain amount of Pokemon, but I'm actually pretty skeptical about that one. So for right now, it's pretty much a wild card. We have no idea what this last one is going to be, but hopefully it's not too difficult. Now the reason why we don't actually know what's going on in this step yet is because no one has actually gotten to it because of the 7-day spin streak on step 6. So we can basically assume that one of the tasks is going to be to catch a certain amount of grass type Pokemon, and the other one is going to be to get your gold Johto medal. Now my speculation for the rewards on this step is going to be that you actually encounter Celebi, obviously that one's a given. The second one is going to be that you get a certain amount of Stardust, and then finally it could either be another evolution item or you could get a certain amount of Ultra Balls like you did in the Mew quest. Again, this is just speculation, this has not been officially confirmed. And then finally, part 8 is going to be to catch Celebi. Obviously this one is a given, and if you guys have already gone to GoFest and you already caught Celebi, this is the time where you're going to be awarded candy. And my speculation for the rewards at this part of the quest is going to be Celebi, obviously, with additional candy. You're gonna get Stardust, and then you're gonna get 1 random reward. In the Mew quest, you actually got a Super Incubator at this time, so for this quest, you may get more Silver Pineapple Berries, or you may get another Super Incubator. Honestly, we don't really know, guys. This is just speculation like I previously mentioned. And that's pretty much going to do it, guys. That is the entire Celebi quest guide. I hope you did find it helpful. I tried to go over everything as clearly as possible, give you guys a lot of tips and tricks on how to speed through this, even though it is going to take a lot of time in the long run. Hopefully you guys are able to complete this as fast as possible with these tips and tricks in mind. And like I previously mentioned, feel free to add your friend code in the comment section down below. That way you can go ahead and complete step 2 and step 4 as fast as possible. But with that being said, guys, I really do hope that you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, feel free to hit that like button down below. As always, I'd really appreciate it. And if you'd like to see more Pokemon Go content, make sure to hit that subscribe button for future videos. And I will see you all real soon in the next one.